Welcome to the Advisor AI Solutions podcast, where we explore how cutting edge strategies and innovative technologies are transforming businesses, scaling operations, and driving extraordinary growth. I'm your host, Jordan Salvador, and today we're tackling a challenge that many management consultants face: the often cumbersome and time consuming process of project certification. We're going to uncover how strategic innovation and smart application of technology can dramatically streamline these essential yet often inefficient procedures. Joining us to shed some light on this critical area is Dr. Rachana Malviya, the visionary behind GreenLoop Cleantech. While her primary focus is clean tech, Dr. Malviya's expertise in navigating complex regulatory environments and optimizing project delivery at scale makes her an invaluable voice on process efficiency. Rachana, it's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much, Jordan. It's a pleasure to be here.
So I've been looking forward to this conversation. Um,
Sure.
Rashna, you've got this incredible background, a PhD in energy and environment, a dual master's innovation and sustainability. Now you're also leading GreenLoop Cleantech. So what motivated you to step into this space, and what problem did you guys most want to solve when you founded GreenLoop?
So, GreenLoop Cleantech is was founded in 2022 when me and my partner we were working together on clean technology innovative solution at Toronto Metropolitan University. So, and personally, I am an experienced consultant. I'm working in this particular space for about 20 years now, and I have contributed to, uh, important projects related to geography in India. I mean, I've done India's first uh, river basin planning project, first characterization project for Bangalore city. So these are some special projects, and I come from an era where sustainability was realized. The need of sustainability was realized, and we were picking up. So I have seen sustainability growing from a requirement, good to have, to must have, era. So there we are. And at GreenLoop Cleantech, we are developing solutions which are required for climate change. We have a patented technology wherein we can capture carbon dioxide, and we help organizations, municipal corporations, individuals, children, schools, universities to track down their carbon footprint, to present it to the world, and to manage it in the future. So we give them a strategy of how to manage carbon today and how you can do better in future. So that is the vision of Green Loop Clean Tech. Apart from that, we are basically involved in training people as well. So we are developing clean tech uh, clean tech skills guides for nation at national levels in India at some other countries as well. So this is what we do at Green Loop Clean Technologies.
That's absolutely terrific. So if I'm correct, so you guys really saw a gap where processes weren't keeping up with the urgency of climate and compliance. Is that right?
Yes, so there is certainly a gap in terms of the requirement and the execution which companies are doing. Certainly.
Okay. So when people hear certification processes, they often think, bureaucracy, paperwork, and a whole lot of red tape. From your vantage point, what are the biggest bottlenecks companies face when they are going through such project certifications today?
So whenever a company is approaching to the certification, the biggest challenge is in terms of uh, getting everybody on the same page. Collecting a consensus from the management, from top to bottom. Organizational structure. That is one challenge. Which companies face. Sustainability teams are often, they're facing challenges of getting everybody on same page. The other challenge, which is a bottleneck and always present, a kind of resistance to the process, is the data, the availability of data, the accessibility of data, and where this data is existing. That know-how is missing in the organizations. Usually this field is taken care by the sustainability experts, and they can know only one or at the max two areas of functions. Like they can know finance or they can know the engineering part, but the data of sustainability data sits everywhere in the organization. So accessing data is another challenge from my perspective. And then changing policy, evolving landscape is another area where I think companies, they find it really really hard to keep pace with the changing policies, changing socio-political environment around the world.
Right, right. So as far as the the struggles with accessing data, consistently, are there any things that you guys have been doing to enable and make it a little bit more proficient?
Yes, I mean, whenever we approach data, we often, whenever we work with a company, so usually clients come to us and they say like, okay, we want to present our, I'll take an example of carbon accounting for for this podcast. So if a company is coming to us and they want to us to collect or to work on carbon footprint of that particular organization. So our first step is to understand, like, how are they consuming different types of energy? And then that, basically that information we need from the party itself, or the client itself. So to dig on that information is the first, foremost and critical step. This is what you're asking?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a fantastic take. Thank you.
Yeah.
So GreenLoop specializes in helping organizations with carbon accounting, as you just mentioned, and ESG reporting. How have you guys seen Streamline certification process translate into actual real benefits, like whether it's cost savings, faster market access, or even stronger stakeholder trust?
So when we talk about certification, definitely certification is important, and these certification are just not good to have, but these are like important business critical requirement. For example, with these certifications, you can satisfy market and investors expectations, and global investors, if any investor is there, they are exceedingly looking at ESG certification, and ESG rating, carbon accounting rating for a company. That gives, like, how and why they are looking at, if your carbon score is good, you are efficient, your working processes are better. So that gives a credibility, or a confidence to the investor that they are putting money in the right basket. So that is one where you match the investors and market expectations. And in fact, over 40 trillion USD in global assets are now managed under different ESG portfolios. So that's a big number, right? That number itself is a proof to how valuable and how important it is for the investors, or for the market to value for a company if they are going through all these certifications. And so without recognized certifications or verified disclosures, companies, they exclude I mean, they are excluded from being considered from these portfolios, or from these good companies sector. So that is the first thing, is like, you are fulfilling market and investors expectations. And the other thing is, if you are complying this, there are increasing and evolving, regulatory pressures. Say, for example, if you go to California, or if you go, California has its own ESG reporting and carbon reporting requirements. If you go to Europe, if you are an international business and working in Europe, you have to have all these reporting aspects in place. So that is how you are regulatory compliant to the different, I would say, the requirements of you know of different geographies. And with all these, large companies, like if you are a small vendor, or if you're serving to a larger group, like if you're selling your product to Walmart, you're selling your product to Unilever, Nestle, or Apple, they all require their suppliers to meet the verified sustainability, or your carbon criterias. So without certification, the smaller company or smaller vendor is at risk. They are at risk of losing businesses with these respectful big players. So this is why it is very critical.
Right. Well, first of all, that's an absolute massive, amount of assets around the world globally. But also that's a huge checkbox. It sounds like that's required across the board to to even be in the market.
So I would like to say they are not just certifications. I mean, yeah, they are the passports to market access and investor confidence.
Right. I love the
So
way you put that.
yeah.
Okay. So Rashna, if we zoom out a bit, what role do you see technology and maybe even AI playing in cutting down some of the certification timeframes and making things faster and more efficient, maybe even more transparent?
Yeah, definitely. With the rise of AI in this sector, we expect, uh, a lot of companies, they are coming up with some solutions to report fast, report accurately, right? Access data, collect data more efficiently and in lesser time. So definitely, with all these evolving AI tools, the processes of complex data collection will be eased out. A lot of a work of collection, evaluation will go down. The sustainability staff can then definitely pay more attention on to the solution and implementation side, rather than just the data collection side. So that is one advantage which I see, the technology can play in future, a major role in simplifying data collection and easing out the pressure of calculations, or analysis of that particular part, or maybe finding out missing data or an outlier. So these things will become faster.
That's fantastic, and I'm sure gathering data must be quite a time suck. But be able to focus on the consulting side specifically, where it actually matters. I think that must be invaluable.
Sure, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you guys have worked internationally in both India and the U.S. and Europe as well. Um,
To an extent, yes,
okay.
we are accessing European clients as well. I mean, in fact, we have few clients. We have training. Majorly, we are training over there. Yeah.
Oh, okay, fantastic. So how does certification challenges differ across these regions? Like, what lessons, can companies learn, take away from this, seeing how other countries handle these processes?
So certainly, I mean, a good practice is, there is a continuous evaluation going across the geography to understand, like, best available practices. So every geography is evolving, like, depending upon the outcome of the practice. So if for example, let me put it like that, if say for example, scope 3 is a requirement which is coming up in Europe. And with this rise in scope 3 reporting, the overall value chain is becoming more sustainable, is becoming more energy efficient. So overall energy demand will ultimately, subside, will go down in long run. So that kind of analysis and understanding of how to evaluate that particular data and what are the implications are being taken up by, say, India. I mean, Indians are moving towards scope 3, and they are learning a lot from the European experiences. Same I can say for the European companies as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. I think that there definitely is a need for harmonization across, different nations across the world, to hopefully eventually accelerate things, as a collaboration.
And when it comes as a requirement, definitely, companies have to adopt it to work or to do business in that particular geography. So, a practice, will definitely trickle down to a new geography because it's a regulatory requirement.
Right, absolutely. Okay,
Yeah.
so Rashna, from your career so far, what's the most surprising lesson you've learned about sustainability and consulting that you didn't expect going into it?
So sustainability is, I would say, is not surprising. It is a practice. So I will definitely like to put it the way it sustainability is the basic living practices, right? If you deviate from how you have lived in past, you are moving away from sustainability. So for me, I was surprised to know that the practice of my grandfather is coming back now, in terms of like utilization of plastics, like making a plastic container repurpose or reuse for some other aspects, because we are now talking about circular economy. So sustainability was a forgotten lesson, which was forgotten by the generations, maybe two generations, say from 70s to, I would say, to 2020, people forgot some practices, but those practices were existing previously. So for me, sustainability is not surprising, but is was a forgotten value. But now I think we are catching back.
I love that. It's you're so right about that. It's not sustainability isn't something you do; it's something you live.
Absolutely.
Okay, so looking ahead, what excites you the most about the future of sustainable consulting and certifications over, say, the next 5 to 10 years?
So I think certification will become more and more profound in the, and it will found its place, because ultimately certifications, they improve performances of the companies. Like they will set up the credibility in the processes a company is doing. And that credibility certification gives confidence to the investors. So companies will definitely move towards, higher certification or more strict certifications to prove their credibility to the market and to the peer groups as well.
Okay, yeah, that's a brilliant way to frame it. I think
Yeah.
a lot of our listeners will definitely take that, see that as a lot of value. Now, Rashna, just a few rapid fire questions here that we'd like to ask all of our guests. As far as growing as a company at GreenLoop Cleantech, is one of your guys' biggest struggles and bottlenecks as far as scaling and growing?
So when we, as a small company, putting our foot, we are into consulting space, and consulting is governed by big fours. So say, to tell people like, you can work with a smaller company too without spending, uh, a bomb on say big fours or big fives.
Right.
So we will provide you equal value. So that is our message, and that is where our struggle is also existing.
Okay. And what are you guys doing to resolve that or to decrease the impact?
So to resolve that, we are continuously trying to work with the uh, groups. We also do some voluntary work. We are supplying value in terms of speaking to people, speaking at the training sessions and other things. So that training, that know how, if it comes out, it gives value to the learner, and they take us to their companies, to their parent companies.
I love that. Educating is the key to open so many
Yes,
doors.
absolutely.
Okay. Um, so Rashna, just a little fun question we like to ask our guests as well. If you weren't in the ESG consulting space, what would you be doing instead?
If I were not doing this ESG,
That's right.
I think I would be, uh, maybe I'll be hosting dogs.
I love. Why do you say that?
Because they unconditional love comes back. Whatever you do for them, they will definitely come back to you with a lot of love,
Yeah.
wags, and happiness. So I will be hosting, maybe, on some hosting site, hosting new dogs every day. That would be my dream job, maybe.
That might be my favorite response yet, Rashna. I appreciate that. So, Rashna, before we wrap things up here, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to speak to our listeners. Where can they find you? Reach out to you guys. Do you guys have a certain message or project you'd like to share with our listeners today?
Yes, sure. I mean, we are working in two geographies, India and United States, and we work on carbon accounting, more on verifying carbon data. So if you're struggling with huge carbon data, reach out to us. We will streamline, will help you come out, see value, and find out solutions for the leakages in your data and in your system. So we will definitely promise an efficiency improvement when we work with you. And our most and we give you a final solution. Like, we start from data, but we end with an implementation. For example, with the big university in India, we started with the assessment, and now we are installing a very big biogas plant with them. So we finally end up in working with the holistic solution. And when you invest, we also give you uh, ways and means of generating more revenue in terms of carbon credits. So three solutions with us: assessment, implementation, and additional revenue is what we can uh, you know give you as GreenLoop Clean Technologies.
That's so wonderful. So, Rasha, this has been such an insightful conversation. From the challenges of red tape to the opportunities with technology and global best practices. You've really helped us unpack what certification can mean when it's done right. And to our audience, certifications doesn't just have to be a burden. As we've heard today, with the right processes, they can be streamlined into powerful tools for growth
Absolutely.
and credibility. Right. So thanks
Yes.
again, Rashna, for tuning in and being a guest on our podcast. And to our listeners, thanks again for tuning into the Advisor AI Solutions podcast. Until next time, automate the ordinary and scale the extraordinary.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
So
Jordan.
thank